just classic Major League Baseball not being able to get out of baseball's way, where you have the biggest star in the sport in Shohei Ohtani in his Dodgers debut with one of the preeminent franchises in the sport, and the game is on at 5 a.m. locally because it's in South Korea, so nobody's going to watch it. And if you happen to live in the local market of those two teams, the Dodgers and the Padres, the game's on even earlier. It's at 2 a.m. So it's just it's classic baseball. It has no idea how. Like I know the whole reason they're doing all these international games and whatnot is to, quote unquote, grow the sport. But it's the first game of the season. If you're a baseball fan, you want to see Ohtani as many times as you can, and especially his debut with the Los Angeles Dodgers. And like nobody saw it. Nobody cares. You have to look at the box score afterwards because you're like, oh yeah, that thing was today.
Yeah, and I get it. Like, I'm all about growing the game, and like, yeah, you want to do something like that at the beginning of the season because the baseball travel schedule is just so condensed. It would be really tough to go over there with the time adjustment and then come back and not have it, the season be extended by a week or so for those teams. But yeah, like I'm in the West Coast. There's zero chance I'm watching a baseball. I love hockey, and unless it's like a gold medal U.S. versus whoever game, like I am not watching any sporting event at 2 a.m. Sorry, just like, and it's like to have your season open that way, and like you said, the biggest star going to one of your biggest teams, and like, to me, the season will start, when on opening day. That's opening day to me. That's the beginning of the regular season.
Right, next Thursday, which, by the way, a Thursday opening day always feels weird. It should be on a Monday. It really should always be that first Monday in April, but it's just the way the calendar fell this year. But yeah, like you have a hard enough time getting me to watch Shohei Ohtani when the game's on at 10 p.m. Eastern, when they're playing 7 p.m. local out there. And like, I'm sure there's going to be a ton of Dodgers games on TV this year just because of who they are, who Ohtani is. I'm sure MLB Network will carry a bunch of them. I'm sure ESPN will carry a ton of them throughout the year. But yeah, it's just classic baseball, man. They wonder why today's youth doesn't give a crap about baseball, and they're falling behind, especially in the States. Behind basketball and soccer in terms of popularity. Never mind the NFL, which just dwarfs everything. So.
I mean, to me, if you're going to try and rig the schedule, you'd want them to open up on the East Coast, right? So that way you can maximize the viewing audience.
You would think. I mean, yeah, you would. Ideally, you would open the Dodgers on the road on the East Coast against
the Mets,
any East Coast team.